What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pillow Talk with Paul Goneau. My guest today is podcaster and wrestler, Pretty Ricky Willdy.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. I'm glad you're here. Now, you have 3 podcasts, right? There's Murders, Monsters, Mysteries, and More. We have the Blackballed Podcast. And Good Brother Morning.
Good Brother Morning, I'm more of an executive producer than anything else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm there sometimes, but for the most part, I'm just kind of organizing things for the guys, and taking my royalties, as always.
So is it just kind of something that, like the podcasting thing, is that something that just kind of came about because of COVID and the inability to perform, or?
More or less, me and Hardbody have been talking about it for a while, trying to put together the Blackballed Podcast, but we just never had the time. We were always in different places. Things were going on. Once we were both, stuck at home, not allowed to go places, then it was like, well, now we have no excuse. We have to get this done.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how it was for me, too. I've been, picked up the podcast. I'm going to be releasing an album soon, and it's all just kind of like a product of this COVID. So I think there's some good things that are going to come of it.
Definitely.
I think it's allowed people to kind of focus on what's really important. I mean, obviously some people are really feeling the negative side of it, but yeah, man. So you think it's going to continue after this is over? Think you're going to still do it once wrestling's, back in full gear?
Yeah, I mean, I have a ton of fun doing it. It's just a good time to hang out with my friend more than anything else.
Yeah.
So it's enjoyable, right? But you never know what this world's going to throw us. It's been a crazy year as it is, so who knows what the next thing is.
Yeah, man, I hear you. How'd you get into wrestling? When did you do that? Is that just kind of something like most kids, I feel like, set up like their couches and maybe some mattresses and like fucking, play their WWE Volume 4 whatever D'Lo Brown song, and they're coming in, dropping off the back of the couch top rope, and stuff like that. But I feel like most people, it kind of stops there. Like when did you decide to pursue that?
So I don't know, like, wrestling was always in the house. My family was into it before I was around, so I was always around wrestling. And then, I don't know, I just got like a little bit of an obsessive side on me more than the rest of my family, so I just never let it go. But I mean, I was telling people when I was 4 years old that I was going to be a wrestler. I knew that was what I was going to do.
Yeah.
It's been one thing after another. I was actually on the U of T wrestling team. And nice. I had to hide the fact that I was a wrestling fan because no one else was, but that was the only reason I was there, you know what I mean?
No, you get that, and I do Muay Thai and boxing, and you get a lot of, even over there, it's they don't even want to talk about MMA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just straight Muay Thai or whoever's, doing their thing, and it's as a wrestling fan, I'll wear my Ultimate Warrior shirt because I know they'll talk shit, and I'll just bring it on, man. And I've kind of, I don't know, I've grown to be able, to take that stuff. I don't know, it's something with wrestling and maybe being a Limp Bizkit fan just hardened me back in the day, and it's I don't know, and I never understood the people that the wrestling is fake thing.
Yeah.
This is the thing I just don't get, because to me it's wrestling is an art form, right? Well, it's athletic art in the sense that if you go to a play and someone fakes shoot somebody, it's not like you're are you gonna just yell at them hey man, that's not a real gun, you know what I mean? And it's kind of along those lines. It's I think some people don't understand that the fans they know that it's a performance.
That's,
you know what I mean?
Point.
You don't watch UFC for the same reason you watch wrestling.
Yeah. I don't know. It's people talk about that, but also the time when wrestling was great. There was matches where the ring was surrounded by fire, and the goal was to set the other guy on fire. And it's just that's not, no athletic commission in the world would sign that. It's ridiculous, but it's so good. You just kind of got to get past that point. It's they're not hiding it. You know what I mean?
I'm a big heel guy. Mm-hmm. And I love characters. It's kind of why I stopped watching WWE I still don't really watch them, to be honest. I'm way more into AEW, and I really love what they're doing, especially now with the mixing of the brands. I think wrestling's just, it's going up, right? I think it was on a decline for a long time, and now it's slowly getting better, and I'm actually getting really excited about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily like WWE's business was ever in a decline. I think they've been doing fantastic
Well,
numbers.
financially, I think
Sure.
they've been doing all right.
But I mean, like, again, that's the goal, right? But
Yeah,
in terms of the wrestling scene, it's been crazy the past couple of years. Just indie wrestling as a thing is bubbling up and becoming so popular. AEW is the second major brand that really feels like a big league thing. It's a crazy time.
Yeah, I think the major downfall for WWE was buying their competitor. I think slowly after WCW, it's like it just got really boring. I don't know, everyone doing the same kind of moves, everyone looking the same, no one really having any like real character. Like the character you do is fucking awesome. It's like as far as like gimmicks go and like the Canadian scene that I know of, like I think of you and I think of Adventure.
Okay.
Stone Rockwell. Those are the guys I think of because you're fully
good company.
in the character. Yeah, man, he's amazing. And I feel like maybe we shouldn't talk about it, but at some point, I don't know, there were some issues between him and Destiny, so he hasn't been to the Destiny shows in a bit. But I saw he was wrestling for Battle Arts Pro. Do you do both?
No, I was only doing Battle Arts shows, and like Battle Arts Pro wasn't around when I was in Battle Arts.
Yeah.
And then by the time I left, it was kind of a different thing. I know Stone Rockwell does the training at Battle Arts at some point, but again, I haven't the slightest clue what happened with him in Destiny.
And are you still training there? Because I know that Santino, him and I guess his family moved up. His daughter's still training there, I believe.
Yep, yeah, I think she's still there. Santino's gone. No, I stopped training there a while back.
Oh, okay.
Just because, I don't know, my schedule had,
And you live far, too.
Yeah. So there was a couple of things, but, I go there every once in a while, and I haven't been there since the pandemic.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
When was the show in the parking lot? It was a few months ago.
I think that was August of last year.
So do you have like a favorite match that you've wrestled? How long have you been wrestling right now?
Oh God, when did I start? It was March of 2016. I had my first match.
Okay.
So where does that put me now in 2021? Jesus, yeah, 5 years. So over 5 years I've been doing this now. My lord.
So did you have any like performance background before you started doing wrestling?
Not really. I mean, I had done a little bit of stand-up comedy.
I could see that.
I've done a couple of I did 2 plays, I believe. I was going to say 3, but I didn't. It was, so a little bit of drama in high school, but beyond that, kind of just being myself. I don't know. I used to have a backyard league where, I shouldn't say a backyard, we never wrestled in the backyard, but we rented out my elementary school's gym after hours one day, and we set up a ring of sorts, and it was garbage stuff. But yeah, I don't know. This has always just been a streak. We've always been filming and making movies in our spare time.
Yeah, I when you were saying that the garbage ring, it reminds me of. Have you ever seen Who Killed David Arquette? Or You Cannot Kill David Arquette?
Yeah, great,
phenomenal. But that like at the very beginning when he goes and he's just like all these guys that clearly don't like him.
Yeah,
and he's just man. I'm going to be real, he's earned my respect as a fan. Like, I've been watching wrestling since Barney and Sesame Street, and I didn't give him any credit until I saw that.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I'd love to see him up here. I'd love Destiny to get him up, man.
Sure.
I know he does stuff with RJ, so it's like, come on.
I've been a big fan of David Arquette for a long time. I don't care what anyone says. I like Ready to Rumble. That's a good movie.
I dig it. I dig it, too.
I like Eight-Legged Freaks. That's a great movie.
Freaks.
Scream is one of my all-time favorite series. Sure. David Arquette is massively underrated. I was cool with what he had done in wrestling prior to. I don't know. It's all goofiness. You know what I mean? Like the Undertaker's burying people alive. What are we doing here?
Yeah,
it's all fun. But yeah, my probably my favorite match that I didn't wrestle, but like that I've seen is the Triple Cage match from WCW. I think it was War Games 2000.
I do remember that.
It. Yeah. It's insanity. It makes no sense. I love it.
Yeah. It's definitely a spectacle. WCW had some... That was WCW, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They had some good stuff going on for a short period, you know? Would you say... How do you feel about Vince Russo? Would you say the downfall of WCW,
I mean, I don't have a problem with Vince Russo,
no?
Certainly. I don't listen to his podcast just because it's a bit much for me. He Yeah, he's a bit of a blowhard, which I don't think is news to him. But like, in terms of his ideas, I don't know. I watched a lot of his programming, even the stuff that people make fun of. I like it personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, as long as something's kind of zany and new for me, I'm having fun. But
I think he did as much, and it could be argued, but I think he did as much good stuff for wrestling as he did bad.
Yeah, probably.
Easily, if not more good stuff.
And honestly, there's an argument of what did he contribute, what was edited. I don't know. Like, I wasn't there, you know what I mean? And everyone's going to tell their side of the story. And it's like, who cares? I had a great time, And they paid him for a long time, so he must have been doing something.
Oh, yeah. He was yeah, for sure, man. He was part of WWE, well, I guess it was WWF back then, in some peak times. And I don't know, Vince has some decent ideas sometimes, but I've heard him have some pretty outrageous ideas. So but you gotta have that mindset to be able to be where he's at and have make WWE as big as it is now. Yeah. Even though I feel like it appeals more to kids,
without a doubt.
It's a child's program. I'm not sure if it always did. Because back then,
I was a child watching it in the Attitude Era. Yeah. So I grew up 4 or 5 years old wearing Hell Yeah hats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
16 shirts. But it wasn't geared towards kids. Now it's definitely geared towards kids. And I don't know, is it better wrestling? Probably not, because I don't watch it. But, the man is a genius. Legitimately, an American genius that has put together this corporation. I got a lot of love in my heart for Vince McMahon.
Yeah. No, for sure. With AEW coming, there's a lot of, I guess, haters, you would say, that are, hopping on the Vince hate bandwagon. But I feel pay attention. He was all those memories in wrestling, most of them probably have to do with his company and what he did. So it's he deserves some credit, even if WWE is not giving the fans the best art right now. Mm-hmm. When did you start the Ricky Gimmick?
It's so hard to say, because it's it was the same thing I was doing on the schoolyard. You know what I mean? It's just it genuinely is there's no character. I would love it if there was. It's just there's a camera, there's a microphone. I'm excitable. If there's a crowd, I can't help it. You know what I mean? Just the rhythm changes. It's no different than what I do for a living outside of wrestling. There's a great deal of talking to people, and when I'm starting to talk to people, I can't help but start to move my hands more, start to talk a little faster. It's something that comes out of me. The only thing that's different to me is in wrestling, it's a world without consequences. So you're a comic. If I was going into stand-up comedy, and I feel like there would be, I shouldn't even say that. It's the same thing. It's a world without limits. That's the exact same idea. You're on stage, and what you're saying isn't you. It's not your opinions. You know what I mean? The idea that we're going to nail comedians to a cross because of a joke that they made. They're trying to make a joke. Exactly. I don't know. And maybe I'm terrible in the ring, but it's coming from the same place. I'm trying to have something new and entertaining. So for wrestling, I feel like I can stab someone. You know what I mean? And I can shoot people. I shot Santa Claus on Christmas Eve this year. This is what it all comes down to, but there's no consequences because it's not me. You know what I mean?
Unless your name is New Jack.
Again, that's crossing the line, and that's when you start stabbing people. Same thing if you're a comedian, but you kick a fan in the teeth.
Would you ever wrestle New Jack?
Yeah, absolutely.
You would?
Oh, in a heartbeat, I would.
Wow,
for sure.
I'm really surprised that you said that.
I would love to
I feel like
New
he's such a liability at this
so
point.
Am I.
It's
so am
yeah. But he's legitimately tried. I can think of at least 3 times, just off the top of my head, that he's tried to legitimately kill somebody in the ring or in a match.
Yeah.
Let's say, and that's terrifying to me.
Yeah, all I could say is take your own bumps, and yes, sir, absolutely. You know what I mean? And what am I going to do? Am I going to beat him up with a trash can? No, come on. I'm going to try something, and he's going to just beat the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I'm not a big guy for a staple gun, so maybe I'm not the right person to put in the match.
Yeah, that's fair. I could definitely see you wrestling Arquette if he came, though, dude.
Oh, yeah, we would get
I think that would be great. Who would you say your influences are?
Oh, man. Aldous Huxley, Kramer. The series of SpongeBob, I haven't gone back and watched in years, but so much of that influence is there, you know what I mean? And I don't love admitting that, but it is.
Hey, man, it's all good.
Yeah, any of that Nickelodeon stuff, I got a real kick out of that as a kid. The Undertaker, by far, is my favorite wrestler.
Nice.
Vince McMahon, he goes into that category as well.
he was a great heel. When I was going, later we'll do top 5 heels. But when I was actually trying to pick my heels, like he was there.
Yeah.
I mean, as an owner, you don't expect someone to go as far as he did. So
yeah, it's great. And again, it's that same idea. You know what I mean? No consequences until the stock plummets, and then that's real consequences.
So as a heel, like, would you say? Because like for me, it's like, and I've seen you perform like 3 or 4 times, and with you, sometimes like it's weird for me. But do you think wrestlers? Well, actually, I guess it's not a think. You would know. Do you enjoy being booed?
Yeah, for sure. If that's what I'm going for, like, it's the reaction, you know what I mean? If, I don't know, it's no different than a podcast. If people listen to the podcast and go, yeah.
It's the reaction, I guess.
Yeah, you want, even if they're upset, you want something, you know what I mean? I'd settle for a belch, for God's sakes. I don't know. I would rather they get upset, something like that. If there's people that love me when I'm trying to get them to hate me, that bothers me. That really bothers me, because it's just, we're doing something different today.
And I feel like that's with you. Like, okay, so I'm gonna just use you and Kevin Blackwood as examples.
Okay.
With you, I enjoy because everyone else is booing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's. And obviously, with most heels, everyone's booing. But with you, I feel like there's some... Like, I enjoy cheering you on. Like, when you do your, low blow or something, you just go like this or something, and I'm the only one standing up and clapping. Like, I fucking love that shit. But with Blackwood, it's like... As soon as you... And I love Blackwood. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great wrestler. I thought his run on AEW should have been a little longer. He did the dark. I was expecting... Blackwood. Yeah, no kidding. Get him on there. But, booing him all the time, just talking pure shit. I get him to talk back, and it's like I've always wondered, exactly how they feel, because everyone's seen that Simpsons where Dale Strawberry's crying because people are making fun of him, and I just, it's interesting.
I don't know. I used to do the tours up north, and we had a couple of shows where they hated us so much, and like it's kids. They're 12 and under, but they legitimately rushed us to the back. We had to slam a door on them, and there was like a mob of like 50 kids pummeling at the door. It was wild. You know what I mean? I love it. I would love to start a riot. You know what I mean? I don't condone anyone doing it. I'm going to say allegedly, and I think it's a bad idea to do it, but I would love to whip a crowd into a frenzy. That would be fantastic. Yeah, if fans started like tearing at the building, oh man. That would be a dream come true. Don't do it, but dream come true.
I feel like the closest probably was that John Cena match in not AEW, ECW.
Yeah, for sure.
At their pay-per-view, and like, if he did win, they would have rioted.
Yeah.
I fully believe it.
And they should have done it, because that would have been great.
That would have been, epic.
Yeah. No, they would have probably torn Cena to shreds. It would have been weird to see if he could get out of there.
Yeah, the ECW fans in the early days were pretty rowdy, man.
Yeah. We miss it.
Again, that's the thing. Like, the monopoly that WWE had on the wrestling business was just not good in the long run.
But it's bubbling back up.
It is. If you were ever a fan and you're not paying attention now, start paying attention. Good things are happening. Things that have never happened before are happening right now. So
yeah, it's wild.
It's a pretty exciting time. But I'll be real. AEW Revolution, that last pay-per-view, that exploding ring, man.
Yeah.
I mean, AEW, has done a really decent job in covering up mistakes. Mm-hmm. I guess for me, most notably is Matt Seidel's debut.
Oh yeah, that sucked.
Right, and they kind of. I did too, man. What they did with the oil was decent, but this exploding ring.
Yeah.
They tried to save it, and they gave Eddie, Kingston all these like, I have like post-traumatic, whatever, stress, or what was his excuse exactly? I can't even remember.
Post-traumatic stress from prison. I believe a similar siren was going off, or similar sound, something like that. He thought he was going to die.
Yeah, and then, I don't know. I enjoy what they were doing. I'm a big fan of Eddie Kingston, and I see where they were trying to go, but that was such a disappointing... Yeah. Like, I have been able to defend AEW, like, every time up until that point, and then it's like, shit. But mistakes happen, I guess. You know, it's a live show. Before we started, it took me like an hour to get this computer going. So
yeah, I don't know. Like, it's legitimate explosives, and these are like multi-million-dollar superstars. You don't want to be setting them on fire. So I get it. It's hard. Ultimately, I don't know. If they hadn't worked out the kinks, maybe don't promote it. I loved it. I loved everything right into the explosion. You know,
yeah,
I was
exactly.
so deep on it.
Exactly.
But exactly what you said. The explosion was a disappointment, and that sucks. I don't know. Like, I accept the explanation. I accept the explanation immediately. Mm-hmm. I don't care enough. Yeah. Honestly, like, it's just that's good enough for me. It was great promo. Moving on.
It was such a great match too.
I was over it as soon as it happened. I went, oh. But, like, you know, next day I'll watch Dynamite. I don't care. But yeah, that was a bit of a letdown.
Yeah, I think, like, the first thing I heard right after was just, like, you know, the last...
Yeah.
It was just a super loud boo! Yeah. And I was like, I get it. When you're watching it on you know, TV, mm-hmm. you get the right angle, it could look decent. But you're there live. I saw the shot, the wide shot, and it just didn't look good.
I mean, even the shot they aired, it looked terrible. You know what I mean? Which, again, that sucks. Pulling for them.
You ever like think about what you'd be doing if you weren't doing wrestling?
Honestly, the only other thing was stand-up comedy. Yeah, like I don't know. I love doing that. I love being in that public sphere, and I love trying to get that reaction from people. So, I mean, those were the two that made the most sense to me. But I figured stand-up comedy I could do as like an 80-year-old man, and I think that would be fun. But I can't do that as a wrestler, so I gotta try now.
Yeah, you're definitely funny. I could definitely see you doing that.
Thank you.
RJ, and who's the guy he does it with? Dalton Castle?
Yep.
Is that his name?
Yep.
Have you ever hopped on? I know they do some like wrestler versus like comedian shows at Comedy Bar.
I've seen that.
Stuff like that. I haven't actually. The last one that took place, I wanted to go. I think Spinelli and Rockwell were going.
Okay.
And I think I actually had a show that night, so I couldn't make it. But you should definitely try, man. I think you'd be good at that.
No, I've tried to backdoor myself into a couple of things. RJ's a little hesitant with me, and I understand that.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to steal his spot without a doubt. I tried to steal his gear bag one time, but he caught me. Turned into an angle, whatever. It's not a big deal. But RJ's a good guy. Yeah, he should be nervous around me, allegedly. It's hard to not make threats these days, you know?
He's really good with the kids too. That's something I noticed that like shows like he's as far like his character and who he is. I mean, I've never hung out with him or anything like that. I don't know him outside of, signing things and stuff like that, but he seems like a genuine guy. Those are the people that like I love to see making moves and stuff like that, man.
Yeah, no, he's really honest. It's exactly who he is. Same thing, you know what I mean? There's no character there. It's who he is. And he is a star. There's no denying that. You know what I mean? It's yeah. And
I love his neat Arthur. Do you have a finishing move?
Yeah.
What's your finishing move?
My finishing move is the rigmarole, but I don't have a move that goes as well with the name. So I also use a running elbow. That's what I actually use to pin people. But I want to get a move that I can call the rigmarole. I just don't know what to do with it. So I got to figure out how to roll with something. I don't know.
What about like pet peeves? And I wanted to ask you about this because like as a fan, and like I was thinking wrestling, but I mean you could tell me anything really. But when I'm watching shows, I hate spitting.
Okay.
Is that something that is talked about in the back room, in the locker room and stuff like that? Because I mean, I saw Aiden Prince one time just verbally go at somebody. He's like, this is my fucking ring, you don't spit here and blah blah. And it was like the only time I've ever seen anyone kind of approach it with my I guess mentality. I mean, I'm not there falling on it and doing all those things, so it might be different for someone that's actually wrestling. But like Sami Callihan, like I enjoy his style and like his attitude, and he's got some good moves. He just spits too much, man, and I can't get into it. Like, and I'm the kind of guy like man, if I get just legitimately, and it might lead to some bad things, and it's never happened before, so it's good. I've been to quite a few wrestling shows, but I feel like if I got spit on, like it would, like there would be a reaction, you know,
Yeah.
like I would throw something and it wouldn't be good. And and it's weird because when I saw Josh Alexander in that cage match versus Callahan, and he was like, but did you see that match?
Oh yeah.
And he was like busted up, probably the bloodiest match I've ever seen. I got blood on me.
Nice.
And it's weird because it's like, on some level, blood's gotta be a little more dangerous than saliva.
Yeah.
But I wasn't angry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I get it for sure.
So is there, talks about spitting? Is that like kind of something that's...
I don't think I've ever been spit on in a match.
Yeah.
I would be furious about it. I don't want to be spit on. It's disgusting. I do spit quite frequently in matches, however.
Like on the ring?
Never on the ring. I would spit outside of the ring. But never if there was like a carpeted floor, because I would find that gross.
Yeah.
I do have like projectile. I'm not... But it like... And things are just kind of flowing out because my mouth is foaming at that point. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
So
I have asthma, so I kind of...
Yeah.
When I play any sport...
Yeah. So I'm not intentionally doing that, but it does kind of start flaring out. Someone spitting on me, I'd be furious about. Unless we talked it in the back.
Yeah, like there's like, all right, I'm going to put the water in my mouth, or I'm going to drink this, and I'm going to spit it out. People have their like green dye, or
they
do
which
that
is the
kind
same
of thing.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, but if it's like talked about between the wrestlers, I could
Yeah.
see it being like okay. If someone does it randomly, like that, I don't understand. I just don't think it's necessary to use as like a weapon, really. You know, I think obviously if you're doing any kind of sport, your saliva thickens and it kind of you got to get it out sometimes. So I understand, but. Yeah, I use Callahan because it's like every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Or he'll spit on his hand and then smack somebody. And it's like, I don't get it. It's like the shock and awe. And sure, I mean, some people could say it got him there. But kind of gross to me, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. I don't maybe watch enough Sami Callahan. But if it's working for him, it's working for him. He's far better off than I am. So, like, all the power to him. I don't want to be spit on.
Have you ever done any stuff with Impact?
Yeah, I had a match with Impact. I wrestled OVE actually, but not Sami Callahan, the other two. But yeah, it was quite an experience.
Yeah, there's stuff with AEW right now. I'm kind of waiting for some sort of like invasion to happen. Like it's just kind of dipping their toes in the water right now with the Good Brothers and stuff, and I'm hoping it's going to go full-blown, like, invasion, and we're going to have, like... who's the champion in Impact right now? Rich Swann?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, Rich Swann versus Kenny Omega. That'd be a decent match.
Yeah, it'd be fun times.
Are you holding any belts right now?
Oh, God, what do I still have? Crossbody Blue Ribbon Champion, NWX Tag Team Champion, Barry Wrestling 3 Pistols Champion, and... There is one more. The Junction City Heavyweight Championship. Of course. What am I thinking right now? Yeah, sorry. It's been a while since I defended any of them.
Yeah,
so.
no, I understand, man. It's all good. That's awesome, man. I guess we'll try some of these snacks here. Now,
oh boy.
I'm running a little low. I usually get like a monthly subscription box.
Okay.
Tokyo Treat, not sponsoring me, but maybe in the future. And it usually comes with a little pamphlet that explains what everything is, but I threw it away for some reason by accident. So, I don't know, just pick a snack. We'll fucking try. Actually, these little pancake things. Yeah, they're all just like random things from Japan.
Okay.
Some of them are good, some of them aren't good, so.
I'm going to try this melon Pandero.
Alright.
In the world.
What are they?
It's like an animal cracker, but it tastes kind of like a melon. It's delicious.
Hey. You try one?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey. Oh shit. Oop. It's alright. Little crumbs.
Yeah, god dang, that's tasty.
Oh wow. That's exactly like an animal. That's good. I think one time there was like strawberry sparkling wine Kit Kats.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they seem like they'd be good, right?
Yeah.
Gross. Like every month, there's you want.
Yeah, sure.
They look like little pancakes with some sort of,
Thank you.
I don't know, dulce de leche or something in the middle. I'm not sure. Chocolate.
Fantastic.
Smell decent.
I'll give it to Tokyo. It's tremendous.
Oh, bro, this is a win. Usually, I'll be real. Like, at least 60% of the time, they're shit. But it's good. It's fun. It's nice to try, like, weird things and stuff like that.
At the end of the day, it's all just sugar. I'm in.
Exactly. You see Godzilla vs. Kong, dude?
No, not yet, unfortunately. I'm excited for it. I want to see it on the big screen, though. You know what I mean?
I
It means
don't know,
nothing to
man.
me in person. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know the kind of movies you're a fan of, but, you ever see Terminator 3?
Yep.
What'd you think of that?
Yeah, it was okay. Saw it when I was a kid. Didn't mean much.
Yeah, to me, it's like, it's... If you're looking for just, like, an act, it doesn't really make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, you're dealing with Godzilla, a giant, radioactive dinosaur, I guess. And fucking, a giant gorilla. So I guess it has to be a little bit like that, but I just thought it would have made more sense. I was really excited. I'd probably give it like a 2 out of 10.
That's a
Being
shame.
generous, because I really like Kong.
Yeah.
But, worth seeing once, but I doubt, a lot of people are going to go back for a second viewing.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's a shame. I'm a big
Just
fan of
a
the
lot
old
of hype.
Godzilla.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When you say old Godzilla, like early 2000 Godzilla?
I don't mind that one either because I just like
had
monsters. Matthew Broderick.
That's it. I was like Ferris Bueller. I couldn't think of his real name. What are you watching right now? What kind of things are you into?
What am I watching right now? Oh, I've been going back and watching all the pay-per-views from SummerSlam, from the original SummerSlam. And
all right.
Kind of watching every month by month, seeing it go by. I'm up to 2000. What was the last one? Fully Loaded 2000 was the last one I watched.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm gonna I guess see how long that can go for. It's more or less just background noise. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've been doing that lately. What about yourself?
Right now, I just finished the last season of Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah.
Pretty great show. And it's one that I never thought I would like, just looking at it or seeing, the trailer for the first season. But, man, it's got depth. And the main actor's she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm getting into The Dark Side Confidential.
Okay.
I just noticed they had it on Crave.
Yeah.
So, did you see The Dark Side of the Ring?
I have seen both seasons. Haven't seen the Confidential or behind the scenes stuff like that.
Yeah, the Confidential's not as good. I know they're working on season 3 right now. Actually, a couple local dudes do the background stuff for that too. I know Decker. I remember seeing him post. Who else did it? Did Stone Rockwell do some as well?
Probably. I know Dukes did. I know Jake Something did. Yeah, a lot of guys have done it for him.
You ever wrestle Dukes?
No, not yet.
I guess we can go through top 5, man.
Right on. What do you got for me?
All right, so what do we want to do first? I do superheroes a lot, so maybe we can get through that first.
Okay.
I don't know how deep you are into that. I can go through mine. Number 1 is Batman. Number 2 is Red Hood.
Okay.
Who's are you familiar?
No.
Okay, so Red Hood is like one of the Robins after he stopped being Batman's sidekick.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So he becomes this like gun-toting. He's basically a cross between Punisher and Batman.
Okay.
Then Arsenal, who is another, I guess, post sidekick for Green Arrow. He used to be Green Arrows. And then we've got Spider-Man, obviously, classic. And Constantine. Those are my top 5.
Okay.
And when I say top 5, it doesn't have to always be like Marvel, DC, that kind of like. I've had people pick video game characters or anime characters.
Okay. So I'm not a big superhero guy, admittedly.
Okay.
But a couple times they hit me. So Batman was huge for me.
Yeah.
I used to be a big fan when I was a kid, and then The Dark Knight came out, and I loved that movie when it hit. So I'm a big fan of The Dark Knight. Who else do I got? Superheroes. God, I'm gonna have to put Spider-Man in there because I saw those movies, only the Tobey Maguire movies, but I'll still count those absolutely. I'm gonna have to take. Oh man, I don't even know. Daredevil with Ben Affleck. Loved that
right.
movie when I was
Nice.
a kid. Big fan of Daredevil. Never read the comics at all, but Ben Affleck was good in that. Don't like him as Batman.
No, eh?
No,
You thought he was better as Daredevil than
I
Batman.
never saw the ones with him as Batman, so like that's
Okay,
unfair.
that's fair.
But Daredevil, I liked. Yeah, I don't know. And again, I was like 7, so I don't remember what the movie was like, but it was great. Okay, who else? Gonna put the Undertaker in there.
Right on.
Yep, as much of the superheroes I can muster up, and oh yeah, okay, I'll take Radioactive Man for sure. I'll throw Radioactive Man down
nice.
without a doubt. That's great.
Nice. Yeah, those are good, man. Radioactive Man, I think, and Bartman, people don't realize, but they actually do have comics. They're not just
sure.
in the show The Simpsons. Okay. Let's go. You know what? Let's go. Fuck, man. Dream matches. I don't really have it. I mean, I could come up with some, but I'm not a wrestler. So,
Okay. Are you looking for dream matches with me, or just dream matches in general?
Dream matches, like who you would wrestle.
Who I would wrestle.
Yes.
Okay. Number 1, The Undertaker. Number 2, Vince McMahon. Number 3, Andre the Giant. Number 4, Yokozuna.
Okay.
And number 5, Bret Hart. Boom.
Yeah, that's decent.
That's it. If we're
That's
just talking
decent.
dream matches, I know they can't happen, but like, yeah, I want those.
And would you say you're more of a heel fan? Is that why you became a heel, or was it just kind of natural and you kind of enjoyed getting that reaction?
I'm not always a heel. Just
No
for the
way?
record. Yeah,
Okay.
It just kind of depends on what the situation calls for. But yeah, it always it's just which half of it gets turned up, right? But in terms of I don't know. To speak on dream matches a little further, I would say that my ultimate dream match that I wanted to happen at WrestleMania is John Cena versus Hulk Hogan. Like, that's the boom, we've hit the pinnacle. But God, do I like the heels? Yeah, probably. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, any of that stuff. I love going back and watching of them. But no, you know what? I'm gonna have to stick with the heroes. I like the heroes more. I think I do. Honest to God.
Okay.
Yeah, Hogan. Even when Taker was a heel, I would prefer him as a good guy. Yeah, I like people as good guys.
Do you have top 5 heels though?
Top 5
Come
heels. I mean, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Let's go Mankind. Absolutely.
Nice.
Top 5 heel. You got to put McMahon in there.
Yeah.
He was Dashley. Triple H. Oh my God, I hated him when I was a child. I really disliked him. Eric Bischoff, I think, is maybe the only guy I hated more as a child.
Yeah.
As the Raw GM, I just I couldn't get it. Fire these people. What is wrong with you? God, and who's the last great heel that I know? God, just for history's sake, I'm going to have to say Flair. I'm going to have to say Flair.
Yeah. Okay, so Flair's my number 1. And I hang around with a lot of guys who fucking don't like him. And I love that even more.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know?
For sure.
Because anytime, woo! Just fucking and it gets the best reaction. And right now, I gotta give it to MJF, man. He's doing some really good stuff. And making this list, it was hard because a lot, most wrestlers have, a good time as a heel and a good time as a face. So I enjoy him. He's one of my top favorite wrestlers, but and I think I enjoy him as a good guy more. But Chris Jericho's my number 3 as heels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Eddie Kingston.
Okay.
For someone, Eddie Kingston's my number 4. I just discovered him in AEW. Didn't know anything about him. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, if I... one of my bucket list items is to wrestle just one match, even if it was a battle royale. I know I'm a smaller dude.
Get in there, come on.
But, man, if I could wrestle one talk about dream matches right now that I could actually do, I would love to go with Eddie Kingston. Yeah. I mean, he's got the fundamentals. He's, for me, probably... I mean, I can't think of someone who does a better promo than him right now. Mm-hmm. You watch... what's that? Being the Elite? What is it called?
Yeah, it's Being the Elite.
It is Being the Elite.
I have watched it. I don't watch it continuously.
Yeah, I don't really... I kind of started the earlier episodes, and there's just so much. It's I just...
Yeah.
It's a little too deep for me to kind of get into, but I kind of follow a little bit of the newer stuff, and I've seen all his promos that he does on there, and I mean, I don't know anybody who's doing it better than him. And Stone Cold, probably my favorite wrestler, number 5 on my heels, and I mean, not necessarily the most aggressive heel. But the thing I liked was just, it was weird for him because it's like, as a face, he was more aggressive. Then he went heel and started wearing cowboy hats and playing guitar with Kurt Angle. And I love that shit, man. You know, I know he was like, I'm pretty sure he was injured at that point, like when he went heel the first time. And I was just happy that he was still around.
Yeah.
And we weren't, you know, missing out on him. All right. What do we want to do? This is kind of, you know what? Let's do podcasts. And don't name your top three. Blackballed. I mean, Blackballed is really good. If you guys are a fan of fucking things, definitely check that out. Check them all out, actually. But
specifically the Blackballed podcast. Thank you.
Would you say, is that, what, out of your three?
Oh, that's the main. Yeah, that's the flagship for sure.
Okay.
No disrespect to Brendan, because he's putting a lot of hard work in. Albright has got some tremendous product out there. But, yeah.
I haven't actually, I think that's the M4 is the only one I haven't seen of yours. But I actually really only discovered that existed like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to check that one out.
Because Albright's promoting his butt off. He's a hard worker. I love it.
It's good. He's entertaining wrestler too. Him and Lexi and Nicole. I'm not familiar with the other. Is there 5 people on that one?
Yeah, it's me, Brendan, Alexia. Sorry, I keep saying Albright. Fuerza and Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So top 5 podcasts.
Top 5 podcasts. Probably gonna go with Something to Wrestle. Grillin' JR.
Oh, okay.
Part of the Problem. And let's go with probably Arn. And yeah, you know, I'm gonna have to do a clean sweep Kurt Angle show.
Wow, wrestling,
the stuff Conrad puts out is just fantastic.
I didn't know Kurt Angle had. So many people have podcasts I gotta get into. I'm like, most of mine are like comedian based.
Fair enough.
Number 1, King of the Sting. Number 2, Joe Rogan.
Nice.
Probably the first podcast I ever listened to. Mm-hmm. I don't watch every episode, but I mean, that's the good thing with him is like he touches on so many things that there's something for everybody in his catalog, you know? The only wrestling one I have on here, but I'm going to definitely check out a couple that you mentioned now that I know they exist. Unrestricted, AEW Unrestricted.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I enjoy seeing like those wrestlers not being, you know, their characters and just kind of here. I kind of really enjoyed the stuff after Brody passed away.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I've been listening to pretty much every episode since then. And then I gotta go Burtcast, which is Burt Kreischer.
Huge fan of the Burtcast.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I went to see him live in Toronto.
Oh yeah, the last show?
Yeah.
I was there too,
that's
brother.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a great one. I got a picture with my shirt off in front of the Burtcast bust in front of it. Yeah.
I wanted, and he said I had to work the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting a drive back home, and I obviously live in Mississauga, so I had to go with the people that I was with. But I know he went to like the bar next door. He's like, everybody meet me next door, and he's just.
That's crazy.
I wish I could have gone. I'm not even a big drinker, but I definitely would have drank some that night. Okay, and this was kind of like the toss up. I just like to put one like random one in just to kind of, you know, mix things up. Mm-hmm. Disney movies, bro. You want me to go first?
Please.
All right. Mine are a little weird. I think most people, when they come up with Disney movies, they think animated. Mm-hmm. 2 out of my 5 are animated.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Cool Runnings, number 1.
That's a good call.
I think people sleep on that one or maybe don't realize it's a Disney movie, but...
Yeah.
And did you know that they never actually carried the bobsled over the finish line when they crashed?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That shit fucking blew my mind. I mean, you know, what they walked...
Yeah.
They got up, everything happened like that, but they never carried the bobsled, and it fucking, I don't know, man.
I'm surprised
it's
that accurate,
honestly. It was like finding out about fucking Santa Claus again when I you know, discovered that. But, still a great movie. The Great Mouse Detective.
Okay.
Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
It's like Sherlock Holmes, but with, like, mice. And so, like, the bad guy's like a rat. And he's like this detective mouse, and he has his Watson, who's another, and...
Yeah, I've heard of that.
It's a really good one, though. Definitely my favorite animated. Aladdin's my number 3.
Okay.
Taught me a lot, just as a child, you know? And I think as far as these live action, have you seen a lot of these live action ones that they're redoing now? They did like Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast and all that shit. I think Aladdin's probably, for me anyway, Aladdin or Jungle Book are probably the best live action ones.
Okay.
But they did Lion King, dude. And that was like Disney has so many movies that they could turn into live action, but they took an animated movie and made it a different animation, and I just thought that was a waste of time and money.
Yeah, that's odd.
You know? Wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Number 4, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Nice.
Right?
That's a good call, yeah.
Classic. And The Mighty Ducks is my number 5.
Okay, I can respect all of that.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Okay, I'm going to need your help here then. Is Disney's Pixar, is that a thing?
They've definitely done some, like Toy Story is
Toy Story's Disney?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll put Toy Story on there. I'll definitely take Honey, I Shrunk the Kids from you. Cool Runnings, I'll throw that in there. That's a dang good movie. Lion King, I would put in for sure. And, God, I'm trying to, like, think around Disneyland. What was there and what I liked.
Oh, I've never been. I'm so jealous.
I went once as a kid.
Yeah.
Bugs Life.
Bugs Life. That is a good one. Good right on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are decent. I've never been there. I've always wanted to go there. Someplace I wanted to go even more, I think, though. Universal Studios.
Yeah, for sure. Way more
I think
fun.
that's still appealing to me now.
Yeah, me too.
Disneyland, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. I'd go if I had a kid. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
but, I would like to go to the Simpsons World. That would be sweet for me to buy a squishy at the Quickie Mart.
Yeah.
That would just be too cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the guy who does Apu is done, right? He's not doing the voice. Hank Azaria?
I haven't watched a new episode in a
long
time.
Real, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for the old Simpsons feel, the Simpsons aren't really going to give it to you anymore.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, Bob's Burgers is basically what the Simpsons was
That's a good
originally.
Call. Yeah.
You know,
and I like Bob's Burgers. That's a good one.
Bob's Burgers is good. It's more wholesome. Like the Simpsons used to be more wholesome and like have this, you know, like he's choking Bart, but at the end of every episode, like, you know, you see they're a family and all these kind of things. And now it's just, and I'm still a fan. Like I still watch episodes. But I mean, they're just really trying to compete with Family Guy. Yeah. And Family Guy is just trying to compete with South Park.
Yeah.
And I like them all, but like, I'm just, you know, being real.
No, I agree with you. Yeah. I would still wear a Bart Simpson t-shirt, but I have no interest in the new episodes.
Yeah, no. I think it's almost with them changing a lot of the voice actors because of, you know, the PC culture and things like that. I think it's almost, that show's almost run its course.
Just in general, if they released like the first 15 season box set, I would buy that.
Yeah.
But if it had one that had like all 30 of them, it's just, honestly, that's worth less to me. I don't want that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
It's legitimate. I hear a lot of people. Do you watch South Park?
Yeah, for sure.
I think as far as like cartoons go, South Park is the top of the mountain right now.
That said, Vaccination Special, didn't care for it.
You know what? I haven't seen it, man.
Yeah, sorry if I'm taking it away from you.
No.
I'm
still going to watch it.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, just didn't hit as hard. The Quarantine Special was amazing.
I did see that one.
I thought they cracked that out of the park.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. But yeah, the Vaccine Special, I didn't care for.
Damn.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm still gonna check it out. I've always gotta kind of decide. But you're not the only one I've heard say that. That's kind of, I guess, why I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
Quarantine Special, I watched like almost instantly. Everyone was like, "Yo, dude, you got it." So it was like there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. All right. Usually, to end off every show, I've been doing this. They're just kind of cards. Some of them have like weird questions, like would you blow Hitler to save half of his victims, things like that. You know, if you don't like the card, don't read it out loud, and I can still use it on future episodes.
Okay.
But I'll go first and show you what's up. Have you ever had sex with 3 different people within a week?
Is that for me?
Yes.
No.
No?
No.
I don't think I've ever done that, but when I was a teenager, I definitely had sex with 2 women in the same day.
Nice.
Not together.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I generally need to recover, shower. You know, I need me time.
I definitely hear you. And I think threesomes are overrated too. Like, I mean, I've only ever had one, but it's a lot of work, and definitely don't do it if you're in a relationship. I did, like, the girl I was dating at the time, she like, basically, you know, asked, like, what's your fantasy, that kind of shit, you know? And I think most, if not most guys, most people would maybe say a threesome. And so she was she made me pick a couple women, and then she picked from those women, and fucking, yeah. I ended up, it was a fucking weird story, but I ended up taking like Viagra just because I was like, don't get me wrong, I definitely don't have like boner issues or anything like that, but it was when I was younger, and my girlfriend was like, all right, if we're gonna do this, I want to be on ecstasy. So I was like, well, like, you guys, it's hard to maintain an erection on certain drugs. Ecstasy is one of those drugs.
There's a biology thing here.
And it doesn't always happen, you know, but I didn't want to risk it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get Viagra just in case. And so I did like half an E-pill, and then they did like one each. And I took 2 Viagra, and that was the night. And then I ended up selling them, the other 2 I had.
The girls?
It's really, no, not to the girls.
Oh, okay.
Like the left, because when you get Viagra, they give you like 4 pills.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $80, bro.
Oof.
For 4 pills, yeah.
It's a lot of money.
And so I ended up selling the other 2 to try to, like, you know, make up the difference.
Make your money back, I get it.
But it's really, honestly, I don't think it's really what people think. Like, people just think you're going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Like, I mean, after I had sex, I got soft, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Have you ever been arrested?
Oh, boo, yeah. So many times.
Good thing, bad thing? What do you think?
I try not to regret things that I've done because I'm at such a good place in my life right now. But I mean, I wouldn't recommend getting arrested. The very first time I got arrested, my best friend had gotten in a fight with my neighbor.
Okay.
And he stole his backpack.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm friends with both of them. They're both my friends. And so I get the backpack back, and I bring it. My neighbor's name's AJ. And I bring it to him, and everything seemed fine. And then later that night, a cop comes to my door, arrests me, and I'm brought to the station. And I was charged because I had the backpack was stolen.
Yeah.
And I had it in my possession while it was stolen.
Yeah.
Even though I gave it back to him.
Yeah.
You know, that was my first charge. And from then I've been earlier on I got charged with possession, intent to traffic, like that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I actually kind of really want to look into those charges because, you know, now marijuana is legal, so might be a little different now. What about you?
No, never been arrested. A couple of times getting talked to by cops for just being too rowdy, but that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Keeps you, the door to the U.S. open. I'm not even sure if I can go into the States right now, so
fair enough.
I really want
nobody
to
can right
out.
now, so you'll be fine.
Well,
but
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
All right, let's do. Let's see. If you were broke and desperate, would you become a prostitute?
No.
You have a girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the reason? If you didn't have a girlfriend, would you?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I never even liked going to strip clubs.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. It's like I'm not paying. I mean, nothing turns me on about paying someone to get naked, you know?
Yeah.
You want to do a couple more?
Sure. As an adult, have you ever thrown up on someone?
Myself? Not really anybody. I don't know if I've. Oh wait, no. At a concert, I've thrown up at someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I have. But I was at Opera House. Have you been there?
Yep.
And the bathrooms are all down those stairs, and it's like, it's very narrow.
Yeah,
it's like only one person at a time. And so I'm rushing to go to the bathroom because I had been drinking and I was like moshing and just wasn't setting right. So I had him like this as I was going down the stairs. I knew it was going to come. And someone was coming up the stairs and there's not enough room to really, go by each other. And I got on his leg though. It wasn't like on his face or anything like that.
Thank God.
Cussed at me and I was like, bro, I'm sorry. And I just kept going.
Yeah,
I never even seen him again, but he was just like, what the fuck?
Good.
So yeah, it might not have gone good. You ever?
No, I can't say that I have. I've spit taked on people.
Yeah.
Something made me laugh so hard that I've spit full on people, and I'm embarrassed about it, but it is hilarious. Yeah, I don't think I've ever thrown up on someone though.
Yeah, no, I'm not big into drinking anyway, so.
Yeah.
I think that's mostly why people throw up on others. Or maybe like roller coaster. I've never puked on a roller coaster either, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think I have. An earache.
Would you perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on a homeless person in need?
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Just gonna make... I like to pretend I know what I'm doing, because like a long time ago, I took the CPR course, and I still somewhat remember how to use a defibrillator, but...
Okay.
I mean, it's been so long. Like, they teach you the timing and things like that I don't remember anything. But if people ask, I'm like, oh, yeah, I could totally give you CPR. But if it came down to it, I'd be looking around, trying to get someone else.
The Heimlich, I think I could hit pretty good.
Yeah?
But, yeah, the CPR, mouth-to-mouth, I would really hope someone else was there because I don't quite know what I'm doing.
That's fair. I actually saw, like, a fucking dead homeless person, man.
Oof.
Yeah, and it was, like, something that was... It's the only real dead person I've seen in real life, and we were crossing. He was kind of on like the island, the middle. I don't know. I think it was around like Yonge and Gerrard.
Okay.
And we were crossing the street. He was there, and we saw him, and we were kind of like there was like 3 or 4 of us, and we were looking at him. I was like, I think something's wrong with this guy. And everyone I can't remember where we were going. And then on our way back, it was a bunch of cops and ambulance and fucking
Ugh, that's rough.
Yeah, man. Don't recommend it.
Have you ever tried to hack into someone's social media account?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, it's been a long time. I feel like I'm in a very trusting relationship now, so it's not like I even have an urge.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, most of the time you don't really find anything.
Yeah.
I think it's just insecurity, so fuck it.
I think I was 17 last time I did, and I was just like changing people's relationship status to mess with people.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was dating someone in like my early 20s, and she had her ex-boyfriend on her Facebook. And so, you know, I kind of saw her typing her password in one day and just remembered it, and then went in and deleted him off, and then fucking 2 weeks later, I was like, did you delete this guy off my Facebook? It's like, no. I totally did, Lauren. Fuck you. All right, one more each, and let's get out of here. That's garbage. I want something worse. Worse. Let's go. Fuck, that's the one I fucking got already. All right, hold on. Last one. No matter what, this is it. Oh. Have you ever told a friend they were being cheated on?
No, and I should have. So I apologize for that. But yeah, that's never come up. At this point in my life, I would. Yeah, it's the right thing to do. Yeah,
I think, and I haven't either. But I think, you know, younger me would have been like, I don't know, it's none of your business. Mm-hmm. But then older me that's been cheated on would be like, fucking absolutely. Yeah, you know? Exactly. So, if you want to cheat on someone, just fucking leave them. Super simple.
All right, last one. Would you rather be very good looking or rich?
Fuck. Well, I'm neither right now, so this is a great question. Honestly, rich.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, good looking is just, like, I don't care what people think of me, really. Money could benefit my life in a positive way.
Yeah.
So I think I'd rather be rich.
Yeah. As long as it's not, like, taking away my ability to see or hear. Not that deaf or blind people are ugly, obviously, but just, like, we're talking about deformities here. I don't know. I would probably take the money, too. If I'm being honest.
Yeah. Seems pretty straightforward. All right, brother. Well, I don't know. Let's get out of here. You can tell the people where to get at you on YouTube and all your socials.
You can find me on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, at ProWilldy, PROWILLDY. You can find me on Facebook, Pretty Ricky Willdy, on the same name, or ProWrestlingTees.com/ProWilldy is where you can find all my t-shirts, just like this one. Fantastic commercial for me. I also have a podcast called The Blackballed Podcast. And when is this coming out? This is coming out May 4th. Or March... Wait.
What is it right now? April? Yeah.
April.
May 4th.
Okay, so then you're going to want to go on YouTube. I'm going to have a street fight with Rex Atkins. That's going to be live on YouTube, but you're going to have missed it, so go check the video, because I killed him.
And is there one match that you would recommend if people are trying to see, your in-ring skills?
If you want to see who I am, I would recommend me versus Bowman for Crossbody. It's on YouTube. Or if you have the IWTV, you can look up me and McRae Martin versus Sexy Eddie and Puff in a tag match at C4. It's fantastic.
Actually, I think I saw that last match. Yeah. Phenomenal dude. Thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. This podcast is brought to you by Neon Light District. Hit them up. Use Pillow Talk to save 10%. And by The Great North Apparel. Hit them up. Use code Pillow Talk to save 30%. I have some merch. Would appreciate it if you check it out. Any support helps. And we'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. Peace the fuck out.